So that was your first date with her?
First date.
Because it's come to my attention that you've been talking to her since last summer. Nope, she didn't message you last summer? You didn't meet her parents at a soccer game?
I did meet her parents at a soccer game.
And then what? They set you up with their daughter?
No.
So how did that go at that soccer game?
Virtual reality. Hi, I'm Danny Murphy.
And I'm Evan Real.
And we have our phones here ready for receipts if needed because the Lindsay and Carl interrogation was intense, but then calm.
Carl, just go get your phone.
Yeah, just get your f***ing phone and prove it.
There was a beginning, middle, and an end, as the girls pointed out at that very intense Shabbat dinner.
Who wants to read the DM? And then we can put this to bed and enjoy Jesse's Shabbat dinner.
I certainly
Read it.
don't. When I read it.
Okay.
Don't read them out loud.
There's the receipt, so am I a liar or not?
So it was October.
What are you
I'm
mad about?
telling you what
I'm
she's
telling you
going
the
around
truth.
I was not expecting for it to go so well in Carl's favor because I feel like when you recount specific incidents, it's the truth sometimes, but fudged a little bit. And honestly, I thought I love Carl so much, but I figured not that he was fudging the truth, but maybe that his recollection wasn't so clear. Well, turns out it was pretty crystal clear, and he redeemed himself when he went upstairs, got the phone, showed the receipts, and as Paige said later on, she's like, I've never seen Lindsay Hubbard shut down like that.
That was wild.
Yeah. I've never seen Lindsay be shut down.
And then he just let it go.
Let it go.
I know. It was very commendable. Well, I did love when Carl was like, who wants to read that? Paige was like, not me. But can I say something? Because I love Carl, but you know we also love Lindsay.
Yeah.
I just love, even when, and Paige was saying it's why she loves her, even when she knows she's wrong, she's not backing down. Because one of my favorite moments, she's like, so why didn't you tell me you met parents at the soccer game? And Carl's like, I didn't know that was noteworthy. She's like, oh, so we're talking to people in public.
I know.
And I'm sitting there nodding, wait, why was Carl talking to people? You know, Lexi was like,
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
why is he talking?
Well, then he's like, I'm not going to tell you every time I meet some really cool parents. And then I think she kind of understood it. Honestly, it was great to see the conflict and resolution that they all found.
And I know it was good too because it was laden with such classic Hubbisms.
Oh, yes.
And that Carl had his like defense all cut up and ready. I think it also does help that Carl was not looking for an continuation of a romantic dalliance, which Miss Lemon, I don't know, remember the girl's name?
We'll just call her Miss Lemon.
Lemon, Lemur.
Miss Lemon.
Lemon.
I mean, that, oh yeah, I like that. Lemon Lemur.
Yeah.
When Lemon Lemur gave him the lemon during their date, which we only got in a little flashback scene, it was unfortunately giving very much cringe.
I have a gift for you.
My goodness.
Because you always make lemonade out of situations. It's a metaphor, but also you can use it.
And I feel like Carl has a strong threshold for cringe, and he couldn't even handle this level of cringe. That was really bad. I mean, baby girl, how do you know that he's turning situations into lemonade? And typically Carl is turning lemons into lemonade, but you don't know him like that. He met your parents once at a baseball game last August.
I guess she was talking about like opening up soft bar, but I'm like,
congratulations.
Get
but
him
like
a plant. Remember Sex and the City when Carrie brought Aiden a mulberry bush because it's on Mulberry Street. She should have done something like that.
But then also, cute, yeah.
But then she wasn't actually invited by Aiden, so she ran out. Classic. I hope that girl, if you're single still, watching Sex and the City tonight, it's better than anything. But
I feel like she might be single still.
Oh.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling. Oh. Wait, speaking of single
I love that
still.
Selena Gomez song. Okay.
Speaking of single still, when Lindsay Hubbard was like, "How's that working out for Carl?" When she was talking about the way they parted ways, she figured, because what her inclination was, is that if they were DMing during the tail end of their relationship, Carl saw a glimpse into his future, that he's not beholden to a life with Lindsay Hubbard. There are women and situations and opportunities outside of Lindsay where he may possibly realize, oh, I can explore other opportunities, etc. And then Lindsay so savagely was like, and how's that looking? Like, how's that working out? Because up until this point, he hadn't really dated. He also
hasn't had sex.
He hasn't had sex. So yeah, and she's fully pregnant, so she has had sex. Wait, speaking of Lindsay being pregnant and having sex, I have to talk about West for a second. Because now, while
West going south.
And you know we love our Wes Wilson. Like, I'm very much a fan. However, I was not a fan of this one confessional. And I think his intentions were pure. But when he said that he really likes pregnant Lindsay rocks, and she needs to get knocked up again, that's not it.
It was giving Handmaids, not Hamptons.
Hot take, pregnant Lindsay rocks. As soon as that baby pops out, I'm gonna be like, what's his name? Turner. Back on the horse, brother. Get her pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Honey, why were you square dancing around?
No, you're right. That it was giving Handmaids, not Hamptons. And I don't think our Westie is a Handmaids kind of guy. I mean, isn't his mom a gynecologist?
Yeah.
He
So
knows.
maybe he just wanted to keep gynecologists employed. So
right.
who
Maybe he was just trying to get
knows?
his mom a gig.
There we go. Mama get a gig.
I don't know, but I feel like West is better than the comments he made in that confessional, and I'm sure he regrets them. I hope so.
He has a long list of summer house regrets, so I feel he has added that to the list. Carl was pretty. They were like a pickleball. I guess is a very popular sport because the pickle was really good between them. Where Lindsay's like, oh, so we're supposed to feel bad for you because the date didn't go bad. You have awful taste, and he's like, I know. Or it's something like that where she's like, you have like blind or stuff. He's like, I'm aware.
You have a bad judgment of characters,
Yeah.
or something where Carl can't figure out someone's character. No, you have a bad judge of character. I think that's it. I don't know.
You have a terrible judge of f***ing character.
That's
and now
probably
we're supposed
true.
to feel bad
That's
for
very
you
true.
that your date went south.
What Danny was trying to illustrate, though, and I'm here to punctuate it, is that Carl kind of ate her up on that one. I'm not saying that Lindsay has bad character. I'm just saying
Lindsay accidentally played herself.
right, like the back and forth of that and how Carl was so quick with it in that moment was admirable.
And also, the way Carl went full, what's Sutton's mom's name? Reba?
Yeah. Wait, when was he Reba?
Full Reba. I pray for you.
I pray for you. I worry about you.
I
I'm
don't
literally
need you to
praying
pray for me.
This is crazy right now.
What an older Southern woman read to hell.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I pray for you.
Yeah.
I pray for you.
That is the ultimate.
And then
Southern
also,
ringtone.
they kept going back and forth when we interviewed them about the prayers.
Yep.
And then Carl's like, well, I say a Serenity prayer every day, like the AA prayer. And after Lindsay was like, I've never seen him pray. So
she clearly has seen him vocalize the intention to pray for. So he's been having her in his prayers for quite some time now.
And it was a very emotional episode. I do feel kind of shocked that Lindsay was the only one who remembered it was the anniversary of Carl's brother's loss too, because that's where she was kind of like, I can't say anything right now, guys, but just to let everybody know. Right. So then I'm glad that she did bring that up so people were able to give him a little more grace and a space to kind of be together, and glad that him and Imral were able to have a moment. It seems there's going to be a lot of intense emotional moments coming up, especially between Lexi and Ciara.
Oh my God, I know. This Lexi and Ciara situation is really stressing me out because I love both girls so much, and I hate that they're fighting over Jesse.
It's like what Ciara said to us when she came in. 9 times out of 10, if the girls are fighting on Summer House, it's blame a boy.
Yeah.
Blame a boy. And I do love that Paige gave, like, let Jesse know, you're about to date a 26-year-old. They're going to act like a 26. I'm glad Paige was like, yeah, you show up to places, you check the Insta followers, you do all those things.
And Danny, now why does this feel like you? Yeah. 26 plus 5.
4.5.
26 plus 4.5. 26 plus 4.5.
4.25.
I feel like Danny might subscribe to Lexi's playbook when it comes to love.
2 models. I'm me and Lexi have so much in common.
What did you think of her wanting to meet Jesse's parents so soon, and then Jesse giving into the request just not to have trouble, and then Jesse and Wes kind of like
here's my
unloading on Lexi in the car? How uncomfortable.
But Lexi really felt strongly that she wanted to meet them.
My wisdom in this situation is just like, if he's not ready, then it's like not time.
I hate it.
Uncomfortable all around.
Very uncomfortable all around. Intense. I want to meet the family after 1 month.
Yeah.
But if Jesse set up the reservation,
Right.
I'm sure if we look at Open Table or Resi, it was under Solomon.
Yeah.
So he can't really be mad at Lexi for that because Lexi probably read this Instagram quote that I know and love as well. You don't show.
So you are a 26-year-old girl.
I'm now 24, I think. You don't show people how to love you by doing it to them. Tell them it. So if you know what I mean, and I think that's so true. Don't be like if I want someone to get me coffee every morning, I shouldn't just bring you coffee every morning. I should say, hey Evan, I feel loved when I get coffee every morning. So Lexi's doing that. Lexi is showing how she wants to be loved.
Yeah. By meeting the parents.
But the meeting the parents was a little out of pocket for a month. You're checking who follows who on Instagram. And also, Jesse, you know how to do that. You just you quickly say latest followers.
Oh, right. You change the setting and then you can see.
Hello. It's not hacking the mainframe fully.
Yeah, I just think that, he told Wes, meeting the parents is crazy. I don't want this to happen. It's not going to happen. But then Toegate happened and he used this as an opportunity to sort of make up for his misdeeds during Toegate. And I don't think that's the best use of a Band-Aid.
No.
Because I think what it has ultimately done is it's created some resentment on Jesse's end because he was like, I didn't want to do that and that shouldn't have happened that soon. But I'm here for Lexi's lover girl.
Yeah. It's also
that's just how she's wired.
Jesse's getting frustrated with her, and then he's also making her look like the fool to everybody.
Right.
Like, she demanded to get lunch from my parents. She doesn't have their number.
Right.
And also it makes me think,
he holds the keys to that situation.
Don't protest too much about the toe. It's making me think there's more.
Well, here's the thing that no one's really talking about is when they play that audio clip of him saying "I'm hard" after someone slobs on his toe. Not the knob. Not the knob,
no.
just the toe. Well, I guess a little pinky toe is kind of a knob. You know, a little hook. Slob on the hook. A little schluck on the hook.
Ooh. I know. So and now also him and Emerald just not really looking at each other that much. I'm like, what's going on? I do love Lexi being like, well, now I don't trust you.
To Emerald? Yeah. Well, if anything, though, Lexi should be grateful that Emerald facilitated a space for Jesse to maybe show more of his true colors. The thing is, if Lexi wants to move fast, we're moving fast, and we're getting to know Jesse more and more, and we now know that he's down for a little look on the hook. When it's the right time, I guess.
It's the right time. It plays 3:45 a.m. I know. So I don't know. I don't know why he's really trying to evaporate that, but it's curious. And I will say, I want to make it clear, Lexi deserves better. I think Lexi deserves so much better than the way she's being treated. I just don't. I hope even Jesse would think that now.
I think Jesse believes that. And I think that Jesse, if he is reflecting back on his summer experience, I think he probably regrets moving so fast because he moved fast with a girl who was comfortable moving fast, which I think accelerated things even further. And then now she's fighting with Ciara.
Everybody was saying that you guys were flirting. I was like, you guys, I feel like I know both of you guys, and you guys are brother, sister. That's I've just never seen it.
Because I think maybe the flirting with Ciara is coming from a place of not self-sabotage, but a way to sort of sabotage the relationship because it became too much too soon for him. And I think that he knows that if he ups the ante on the flirting with Ciara, that's only going to hinder him and Lexi from prospering further. And I don't think he wants to prosper further.
That's deep. That's therapy. And then also Ciara gets a benefit because she gets to make Wes feel mad probably. So
right. Everyone is benefiting except for Lexi. You know?
I know.
Because Wes is benefiting from Lexi flirting with him because that apparently happens at some point.
Yeah.
And then Ciara is benefiting because Wes is getting jealous with the Jesse situation. He made it seem like he wasn't jealous at all in that situation. But either way, I feel like it probably still feels good for Ciara to exhibit such behavior with Jesse in front of Wes because whether he is jealous or not, she probably perceives jealousy, and that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And I do love that Amanda and Paige just want Ciara to date everybody.
I know, because they're like, damn, she looks good with Carl too.
So I'm like, if
But
she
she
ever
wants to date an athlete. So.
I know. If she ever sits in the front of an Uber in the Hamptons, they're gonna be like, these two guys, we'll get out here. Y'all are soulmate. Like they just want Ciara to have love. I
They
guess,
want her
which,
booed up.
Yeah.
I want that too for her. But she
doesn't want it.
She told you that if she does find love, she's doing it in the dark.
Yeah, and she's said right now she's with her cats.
Okay.
And I love that. She's a
That's
cute
much
cat.
more
Yeah.
peaceful.
She's modeling, laying in bed with her cats. living her
Hosting
best
red
life.
carpets. She just hosted the Sinners premiere, which was amazing. She looked fabulous. Talked to a lot of celebrities. So Ciara's a little bit too busy.
She's a little busy.
Yeah.
She's a little busy, but she'll respond to people's DMs when she sees fit. But yeah, we'll see what goes down next week.
Stay tuned.